So, funny story, I'm the world's worst promoter of social media, says the guy who has a YouTube channel. I've actually got a Facebook page. So if you're interested in signing up, I've got a Zen Watercooler Facebook page. And I got a message on the Facebook. I'm sounding like I'm 80 years old. I got a message on the Facebook, and it's from a very nice young man. It says, "Hey, Zen Watercooler, I'm super new to print on demand and I love your channel. I started uploading 2 to 3 weeks ago. So this is less than a month. I think I'm ready to hear some solid truth from you. And you can roast me if you wish. I'd rather correct any mistakes I do early on than burning myself out in the wrong direction. Thank you for all the great tips." So I am going to roast this new store. This is 112 designs. The person's name is MnEmzStudio, and I'm going to check out this one in this podcast. Let's go. All right, welcome. Let's jump right in here. Here we've got MnEmzStudio, 112 designs. I am going to get angry when I discuss this shop, but full disclaimer, I'm really just getting angry at myself because this person has joined about 3 weeks ago. They've got 112 designs. They've already got 12 followers, and they've already got 120 favorites. So this person's doing something right out of the gates. Now look, if this is friends and family, I totally get it. But if this is strangers following you, that's a really good sign. And if you've got 120 favorited, and that's by strangers, that means you're doing something really well. Okay, so just remember, whenever you get advice from anybody, including myself, the public is going to tell you if you're doing something right. So what I would first encourage you to do is when you log in, you can go up to the top and you can do what they call an activity feed. And that activity feed will show you who's liking and following stuff. And that's really important because it's giving you real-time feedback on these designs. So let's jump in now and take a look here at the designs. So we've got 8 collections here along the left-hand side: funny, cutie, aesthetics, motivational, quirky, blazed, Halloween, and Oktoberfest. I think the graphic design skills here are really good. For a newer store, I'm not seeing any glaring errors. And what I really like is, first of all, let's talk about the banner. The banner at the top instantly says this is a legitimate graphic designer. Now, I totally understand. I know people get their backs up when I say stuff like that because they go, well, they're purchasing their designs, they're getting them from Vexels, they're getting them from Creative Fabrica. That's fine. The customer doesn't really know that or care. They're looking at legitimate skater designs, surfing designs. These are designs that are relatively professional, like they look great. I do want to also point out there's no trademark stuff in here at all. I'm not seeing any Superman garbage. I'm not seeing any Spider-Man garbage. I'm not seeing anything like that. So this store is safe. Relatively speaking, these designs are either purchased legitimately, created by hand, or digitally, but they're not just ripped off from somebody else, as far as I can tell. So this is awesome. So there's also a uniform feel to the store as well. I think as soon as I see these designs, I think skater, surfer, subversive. There's a lot of, that skater mentality, and I love that style of artwork. So I think this looks great. I am going to point out a couple things now that I think can be improved, but I do want to point out these are just to help make sure you're going in the right direction. There's certainly not anything that you're doing wrong. There's one thing that I noticed here. So this is Math Teachers Love Brains. And I love that design, by the way. So here is the sticker for Math Teachers Love Brains. And when I click on this over here on the bottom left-hand side, there is the actual design pops up. And it's extremely easy now for me to take a screenshot of this and just completely steal it. So I would encourage you to activate your watermark in your store so that it makes it at least a tiny bit harder for digital thieves to come along and not just completely steal your designs. You can do this pretty easily. Now I've just magically logged into my little account here, my Zen Watercooler account, and I'll show you how to activate the watermark. It's pretty easy. You just go up here to your account and then you just go into account settings. And then from here, you can go on the left-hand side, there's artist tools and there's protect your work. And when you click on protect your work, you've now got an option to place a small watermark, a large watermark. I actually do the tiled watermarks whenever possible. And then I also do this to discourage people from saving the images. And then I just click save. Okay, the second suggestion I've got, and again, these are just suggestions. Like if you're listening to this and if you're a new store and you're thinking, well, I don't really like that. Hey, that's okay. It's your store. This is art. That's totally fine. I do want to point out at the top, you've got a design here with the tiger saying, damn, and he's got a little joint in his mouth. And this looks like this is an adults only design. So this is mature content. It's right here. So you've got it hidden in the store, which is perfect because you don't want to offend anybody who's, maybe not into that sort of thing. But you've got it up here in the banner. So I just want to, I'm not sure, maybe you created the banner first and then you flicked on all the mature content. I'm not saying you absolutely have to get rid of it. I'm just saying as you get more designs, you may want to replace out some of the ones that are a little more mature. You may want to upload a new banner that doesn't have that because it's you do run the risk that if somebody sees say the Halloween 2021 and then they come to your store and they go, whoa, and then maybe they get offended and they leave. Like it's possible, hopefully not, but it's just an area that you may want to look at long term. You may want to just include some more pugs and cats in the banner up top rather than some of the more mature content. Mature content people that buy stuff on Redbubble that like mature content, they will find your stuff. Believe me. I've got some relatively rude designs on my own store and people track them down and I don't advertise them. I don't put them on a banner. They find them. They know what they like. So it's just an idea. You may want to get rid of a couple of this stuff here in the banner, but overall though, I love the banner. I just think you could have even better designs up top. Like this one here is one of my favorites, the this coffee one here, and this Pavlov one made me laugh too. So there's a lot of really good stuff you could stick up in the banner. Before I jump in here to the last tip, I just wanted to point out, I've gotten this question a lot lately, so I just wanted to address it. This is what we consider a store that is a general store. So the reason I say that is because there's a bunch of collections along the left that really have nothing to do with each other. The motivational section has nothing to do with the cutie section, which has nothing to do with the funny section. So a lot of people will say, well, do I need to have one type of store, like niche down so that all of my designs are teacher designs or all of my designs are funny? The answer is no, you don't need to. But what I like about this store is, although the collections are different and the niches are different, the style of artwork is relatively the same. It's a little bit irreverent, it's a little bit skater, it's a little bit surfer. And that, if you keep that, like, that's what I would encourage you to do. So don't just suddenly pivot and do text designs that are, super patriotic. It's like that has nothing to do with your store. So you do have a brand, even though you have a bunch of different niches. The other thing I wanted to point out, and this is just general, is as you go, I'm just going to jump down to the bottom here. As we've got 120 favorites, until you start making sales on a regular basis, you're going to want to care about who's, like, not who's favoring, but you're going to want to care about which designs are favorited. So here at the top right, I'm going to click on my store and I'm just going to click on activity feed. And when you click on activity feed, you'll see who's following and doing whatever in your store. You'll see so-and-so's favorited your work. And you don't really care about the person necessarily. It's not like it matters who's favoring it. But if it's a stranger, if it's not somebody you know, then that's them. That's considered as good as a sale when you're first starting out. So it's a total guess at this point, but because of your collections, you've got 2, 4, 6, like 8 collections, you're probably wondering which one of my collections is going to rise to the top and become the best collection. Like right now you've got a featured collection, but you may find that, maybe Quirky steps up and that's the one that's getting you the most. When you go up to the activity feed, that may be the one that most people are following. If that's the case, that's the one that you want to have as a featured collection eventually. I understand Halloween's coming up, but you may want to flip that out as the cream rises to the top. Okay, for this last tip here, I've got an example. This is Voice of Reason. Nice looking, again, skater, surfer kind of design. And as I scroll down, we can see that this is available on 65 products. This next one's Good Girls Go to Heaven, and we've got this available on 65 products. But for this one, this Math Teachers Love Brains, as I scroll down, we've only got this available on 33 products. That's weird to me. This is one of your better designs, and I think this is a great design, and I'm confused as to why it's only on 33 products. So it may just be an oversight that, when you first started up, maybe you just didn't activate stuff. Obviously, if something is mature, you would not put it on children's stuff or masks. But for these other designs, I would just encourage you, have a quick look through and just make sure that your products are enabled on everything, because these designs are really well done and they deserve to be on as many products as possible. Sometimes we just leave money on the table because we just don't think to activate them on all the products. We think, well, who's going to buy some sort of a product? Like this one's only available on 41 out of about 70. I would just say activate it on all the products. You never know. I've sold some really weird stuff. I've sold like shower curtains, and I'm looking at it going, who is hanging this up in their house? But people do, and good on them, right? Like I'm just happy to make the sale. So don't second guess yourself, and don't think that it's not worth putting on another product. You never know what you may sell. So I hope you guys found that helpful. Nice little walkthrough here through this shop. This is a brand new shop. So if you're new on Redbubble and you're wondering, what should I be like aiming my arrow at? This is as pretty much as good as it gets. 112 designs, 3 weeks in. The store looks fantastic. The designs look fantastic. Those are just some little suggestions here to tweak, like a finely tuned automobile. Make sure it's running in tip-top condition. Hope you guys found that helpful. As always, thank you so much for watching. And please throw your comments down in the comments section if you've got some comments and some questions or some critiques for this store, because this user is asking for feedback, and let's all be a great community and help them out. So I hope you guys found that helpful. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for watching.